everybody. How are we all doing? Where's my timer? There it is. I love my timer. Morning, Harold. Morning, Paul. Evil. Travel. Morning. Welcome to the new members. Can't remember the names off the top of the head. Paul, Sagar, someone else. Can't quite remember. But welcome to the new members who joined overnight. Morning, Neo. Morning, JC. How are we doing? So, markets are open. DAX broken short. FTSE not gone anywhere yet. Very slow open today. Very jerky, very all over the place this morning. Lots of gappy movement. So there's not a lot of volume today, not a lot of liquidity in the market. We got a bit of a gappy market today, which shows there's no real volume. So looks like I'm going to hedge the DAX. DAX is not my friend at the moment. DAX has been really bad this week. FTSE's been good. US has been good. DAX not so much. Morning, Virginia. JC, I think I said morning, JC. Morning, Linus. So if you're watching on replay, leave a comment. If you've got any questions on anything, if there's anything you want to discuss in the live streams, let me know. Members, this morning we are covering at 9 o'clock, we are covering currency correlation and exposure, which will be fun. So if you want to come into that at 9 o'clock, there we are. Understanding currency correlation and exposure to avoid over trading. That's what we're covering this morning at 9 o'clock. So we're just going to go through what currency exposure is, what correlation is, how correlation affects the markets, where you can find correlation charts to make sure you're not overexposing, what causes correlation, what commodity pairs are, all that sort of stuff, how everything relates to each other, basically. Morning, Georges. Morning, Forex Fire. So, yeah, so not a massive move this morning. DAX is just about to hedge. Can't even hedge me, look. It's got that little movement. It can't even get a hedge on today. There we go. Nearly. Go on. You know you want to. There we are. Hedged. So, DAX just going to let run to 1R. No volume today, unfortunately. Downside on the DAX. I'm going to move the downside target today down to just shy of ADR, which is just beyond 5R. So looking on the DAX at a retest of that propulsion move, which is just within ADR. Upside is high of the week, basically, which is just shy of ADR as well. So looking at that area, basically, to try and get out with a long. If it goes anywhere, but not really going anywhere. FTSE's dead. There's nothing moving at the minute. So today we have already had the unemployment rate for the Australian dollar. I posted in the group this morning. I've already closed out. What did I close out this morning? One of the odds. So pound odd is in profit at the moment, targeting the move back down to propulsion. And I closed out euro odd, which I'd already shut one on. So I already took a partial on that of about 0.4% or something. And I said, if it doesn't come down and get me out of the second portion, which it didn't quite get to my target, which is here, I would add that back on again, that one, which I did, and then take it off twice. So made profit on that one twice. So out of that one, because I've got the pound odd short as well, which is pretty similar to the euro odd movement-wise. So we've had that this morning. Positive numbers for the Australian dollar, not much different. So basically unemployment has not changed. We were anticipating it going up, more unemployed, which costs more money, which is negative currency. But we didn't. We got the same. So it's classed as green because obviously it's better than forecast, but it's not actually any improvement. So I suspect these Aussies may well undo themselves. So all the ADRs today, Aussie CAD, you've already had the reversal on that Aussie CAD. There's your reversal at ADR this morning. So that one's already done. And you've had roughly 15 out of it, which is a quarter of an ADR. So it's already dropped quarter of an ADR. Aussie dollar Swiss. There's your reversal there. Nice tight reversal there. Again, you've had a quarter of an ADR out of it. Same with Aussie US. That one's actually much more. 23. So that's half an ADR you've had out of that one. And Euro odd. Obviously, the one that I've got out of is pulling back. So your reversal there is 40, which is just shy of half an ADR. So all the ADRs today are Australian dollar based off of the unemployment numbers. And obviously that's all undoing itself because it's not really exciting news. We've also got a weekly today, which is the pound CAD, which is the first weekly hit. So first week's ADR short. So I got out of my pound CAD on the news, and obviously since then it's collapsed. But I didn't want to get out of this. If you're in the live stream on yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday, wasn't it? I tried not to get out of this, but I couldn't quite get to my terminal fast enough to increase my targets, and the EA shut me out. But so we've done pretty much a 61.8 retracement already on that one. So that is a weekly range, so potential for a pullback on this one. However, this news on the pound is very negative, so be careful with that one because the pound should go bear now. So those are your ADRs and weeklies. Morning, everybody else. Mumo, morning. Vitali, after yesterday's stream, I am more convinced now that it is better not to hedge ever. Yeah. I've got... we'll cover it on Friday, Vitali, in the members stream. But this graph, this test that I've got here is summing up hedging. I've been testing. Literally, I spent all yesterday afternoon after the live stream yesterday morning. So for those who don't know that weren't in the members stream yesterday, we were testing hedging strategies and going through hedging strategies. Not testing them, but I was going through hedging strategies and explaining what they are, how they work, the different variations of them. So I built the EA to test all the hedging strategies. I spent all afternoon yesterday, literally 4-5 hours straight, testing every variation I could come up with that I know of, and it's just confirmed my thoughts. Hedging is shite. So tomorrow's live stream is meant to be having a look at the outcome of the hedging testing and the ADR reversal testing. The ADR reversal for prop, we found a perfect prop strategy for ADR reversals, so it's not really much to cover tomorrow in that one. Yeah, hedging, I'm basically going to turn around and say it's crap, don't do it. So the only hedging strategy that I've actually got open here. This is Euro pound and pound US dollar. One of the hedging strategies we looked at yesterday. If you put them into a portfolio and then look at the portfolio, it doesn't look bad. Yeah. 92k in 4 years out of 2 instruments. Not bad. Not one losing month. Fantastic. Yeah. So, yeah, it's bloody good. Really good. This is the US dollar Swiss on exactly the same strategy. And I shall just point out on the back tests, it looks great, right? But look at the lot sizes. Yeah. 800 lots 3 times. So at 3 points in that 4-year period, you had 800 lots running. You can't get that on. And this is the problem with hedging. Your broker will not allow you to do that. You will not get 800 lots on. If you try and place an 800 lot order, you ain't getting it. And if you did get it, do you know what? The commission is going to kill you. You won't be able to trade it. When you add commission into this and swaps, specifically swaps, yeah? So some of the holds on these as well, we're going through the Friday stream here, but anyway, some of the holds on these are 8 days, 16 days. Can you imagine holding euro pound short for 16 days with 800 lots? Yeah, that's going to cost you thousands. We're targeting 50 quid a go here as a target. Doesn't work. So yeah, I spent a long time yesterday, and I posted in the I think did I post it in the members group yesterday? Yeah, I did. Um, Basically, I mean this kind of says it all. I'm getting deja vu. Yeah, I've been through this before, trying to get hedging working. I've spent months on it. It just doesn't work. So yeah, I don't think tomorrow's. I think we'll do something else tomorrow in the stream because that's pretty much my findings. Anyway, I am going to plug on this afternoon. I've got a couple of other variations I want to try, but yeah, I don't care what any of those videos say that teach you how to hedge. They are all giving you the perfect example. The world ain't perfect. Morning, Ismet. So news today coming up. 1:15 this afternoon is the big one. Euro financing rate. We get a 3.4 coming. There's no reason why we shouldn't get that 3.4. I don't think Lagarde is going to drop any bombs on us. So I think we will get the 3.4. The inflation figure for the euro is where we want it to be, down at 1.8. So we are expecting a bounce. Obviously, pound yesterday overtook, and we are up at 5. That's coming down fast. 0.5% by end of the year, possibly more. So bearish pound now. But yeah, euro, we've overshot target, but we've had the 0.4 bounce, the 0.4 drop, so we will get a bounce. So I think what they will probably do is drop it down to 3.4. And then obviously see what the bounce on inflation is. If the bounce on inflation is less than 0.3%, they're probably spot on where they need to be. So yeah, I wouldn't expect any shocks there. But what we will be getting is the press conference at 1:45. That's when Lagarde is going to lay out forward plans for inflation and interest rates, or not for inflation. You can't plan inflation, but forward guidance for what they're using monetary policy wise to control inflation. So what are we doing with the interest rates over the next 2 months for the rest of this year, 3 months? So that's the important one this afternoon. So when we get the rate come out, we will probably get that usual whipsaw. We may get a sustained propulsion move for an hour, half an hour, because obviously the press conference is coming out after that. So when we get that news, it should confirm we are still bearish euro, but it has the opportunity also to run the euro up, because if she comes out in the press conference and says inflation is exactly where we want it to be, so we will monitor for the rest of this year to make sure it maintains. That means they're not going to drop interest rates aggressively, which is going to unwind a lot of these bear moves that we've had. So there is a chance, even if that rate drops this afternoon, of a bull move on the euro. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky one to gauge this afternoon. But that's 1:15, 1:30 in between the press conference and the rate release. We've got retail and unemployment for the US. Looking for some bear numbers to come out on the US, because I've got a load of positions I want the US to drop on. So yeah, no, I haven't. Sorry, other way around, isn't it? Yeah, no, I'm short the euro, short the US. So yeah, so I want bear news this afternoon. Ideally, Mr. US, if you could, that'd be lovely. We got crude oil later this afternoon as well. I'm pretty sure we had crude yesterday, didn't we? Where's my news gone? Could have sworn I saw crude numbers coming out yesterday. No, must have been my imagination. Could have sworn I saw some crude numbers yesterday, but obviously, I think I might have COVID. I'm ill at the moment, so anyway, right. So yeah, overnight news wise, nothing particularly exciting happened overnight. From a news perspective, there's nothing really escalating in the Middle East at the moment, although that is expected to happen in the next couple of days. So there's your Aussie unemployment rate. Apart from that, not a lot else. So yeah. So yeah, crude this afternoon as well. Morning, everybody else. What about discretionary hedge, maybe? Even if partial hedge to lock in some profit? Yeah, you could do. Discretionary trading, though, I can't test with EAs. So if you want to discretionary hedge, carry on. What I'm doing with hedge, when I do back testing, I am testing methodology, yeah? Position trading is a methodology. Using stop losses is a methodology. Using other trading styles is a methodology. Hedging is a methodology. There's different ways you can implement hedges, which we covered yesterday in the members stream. We looked at all the different ways, the martingale variations, the lot increase variations, all sorts of variations. I've tested them all. None of them work. They do all work. Don't get me wrong. They all work, but they all fail at some point. Yeah. So that's the problem. No one's shown me a hedging strategy that works that does not include discretion. Any strategy that includes discretion, testing is useless, because discretion is you. Yeah, you can't back test discretion. You can say, I would take a trade only at that point and hedge it. There's no way on earth I can test that. So when would you take the next one? Oh, I don't know yet. I'll wait and see what the chart says. Discretion. Where would you put your hedge? Where would you get out of your hedge? How would you close your hedge? What's the rest of your portfolio doing? There's so many variables. It's impossible. XR.news, good morning. Did you do any DD control on the US dollar CAD? No. No, there's no point at the moment. It's in profit. I've got 2 positions in profit. I haven't hit anything. I haven't hit a target yet. My target is here, this propulsion. Until we hit a target, I'm not doing anything with it. So this move is got to unwind a little bit, surely, but it's all dependent on news. So we'll wait and see. We'll cover this pair a little bit this morning in the members stream, because we're going to look at currency correlation and specifically commodity pair correlation. And this is the commodity pair. So, yeah, not quite sure exactly what is driving this at the moment, this US. But anyway, right. So those are your ADRs. RSIs, not an awful lot. US dollar Swiss is extended on the hourly, just about. 4 hourly also, just about up there. So looking potentially for a short entry on US dollar Swiss. We're up where we were. So I got out of the US dollar Swiss there, that short. Nice quick scalp, that one. No, it wasn't. Sorry, that was the break-even trade. Yeah, that was one I moved to break-even because I had a lot of exposure on the US. So there's another opportunity to get in US dollar Swiss as a short as well today. Obviously, just be aware we got news this afternoon. So if you get in now and the news does go against you, you're going to need to scale in. But if the news goes your way, happy days. We'll be down here somewhere. Yeah, so there's an opportunity there on the US dollar Swiss, but it's only just extended. It will signal. It's currently reading 78.98, which is the last reading on the 4 hour. So this 4 hour is actually going to read above the 80 level. So that is going to signal shortly in 1.5 hours, unless it's collapsed by then, obviously, and it takes the RSI back down again. Pound US dollar is just about extended as well, not quite there yet. So potentially a long opportunity for pound US dollar. Bear in mind, obviously, with that one, the pound is massively bearish now with yesterday's news. So be careful trying to long the pound. Euro US dollar, in fact, with the pound pairs now, it's a good idea, I think, to switch EAs to short only mode. We're still waiting for confirmation from Bailey, though, as to exactly what he's going to do. Euro US dollar long at the moment, that's already extended. This has been extended and embedded down here for a good week and a half now, 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks really. So we started getting extended there. We are 2 weeks into that move, and it hasn't stopped. So this US dollar finding an awful lot of strength on the back of negative interest rate and accelerated interest rate drops. The only thing I can think of that's causing this rally at the moment is to do with the elections. So elections do affect the US dollar, but the way they affect it is different every time you get an election. So it could be that we're rallying the US dollar into the fact that they're expecting a Trump win, because that's good for the economy. And there'll be an awful lot of rules introduced if he does get in very, very quickly to change the economic trade um, agreements they have in place to bolster the US economy. So it may be that the rally is in anticipation of a Trump win. It's so unbelievably close. I was watching the polls on it yesterday, and it's like 49-51. It's like flipping a coin, basically. So it could be election based, this rally, but we'll see what happens this afternoon in the news. Also, you got CAD Swiss, which is ADR to the RSI to the upside. That one's already playing out now. We've got some Swiss franc strength coming in by the looks of things. Yeah, so we've got a nice Swiss franc movement. Nice 3-bar reversal there. However, those that came into the member stream know why that's not a great 3-bar reversal. Someone should be able to tell me why that isn't a great 3-bar reversal. So yeah, but it is a 3-bar reversal. So that's an opportunity. So there's a lot of Swiss franc strength coming through this morning. Nice rejection there on the CAD Swiss at propulsion as well. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so some movement coming into the Swissy. Let's see if the yen's powering up as well. So it's not a safe haven run. It's literally just Swiss franc buying at the minute. It's in the middle of a range. Someone's listening. Well done, Evil. So yeah. If that pattern was up here, would be a good short. Doesn't mean it's not a good short. Obviously, it could just carry on. However, obviously, we're not going anywhere at the minute. US polls 49-51, like Brexit. Yeah, it's so close. It's so close. I hate elections because it really plays havoc with the markets in general, stock market, everything. But it's such an unknown what's going to happen. So we'll have to see. Pound CAD, Harold. What about it? I'm out. I was short. The signal was up here. I'm short. I was short. I'm out. I'm done. So it could well pull back and retest propulsion before it drops. With the pound now having the inflation. So basically we're sitting in a big symmetrical triangle formation at the moment. A very slow contraction, but a bearish stance on the pound now after the inflation numbers. So US dollar CAD looks like a head and shoulders for me. Sort of. Yeah, could be. Let's hope so, eh? Would be nice. But yeah, it could be. Right, so that's basically your ADRs and RSIs today. All the ADRs, unfortunately, unless you were up during the Asian session, you missed them all. So that was some testing I was doing with the hedging strategy. So yeah, so those are all your ADRs. You've missed them all. They're all Aussie. They're all basically played out. So that's all your opportunities today. So far, kind of gone, and you've missed those. The only opportunity you've got on the weekly is the pound CAD, which again kind of has reversed in Asia. But if you look at it on the hourly, we have just had the reversal alert on that. So you're a little bit late on it. Not much, but there is a possibility of a pushback there. Just be careful trying to long the pound. Right, let's see what these indices are up to. So short FTSE. DAX is broken long. We are at 1R, sitting up at yesterday's high at the moment. So just not an awful lot of volume here. There's like a lot of wicks going on as well. So there's it's very wiki market today. No volume, which is not surprising because we've got obviously the euro rates this afternoon. So the market's not going to want to put an awful lot of money in the DAX, obviously priced in euros, when you've got the main refinancing rate coming out this afternoon. So I suspect today will be a little bit more of a rotational day. So I wouldn't expect a big move, but if we do get a move to ADR, I shall be out. So we'll see. Not a lot going on. There we go. That's all I've really got for you today. That was a quick stream. There's nothing else to discuss. If anybody's got any pairs they want to look at, let me know. And we will obviously have a look at those. But apart from that, there's really not a lot to look at today. A while back, you said you were placing orders manually. Yes and no. I am still placing orders manually, but only if I haven't got exposure on anything with H4 mean reversion. So basically, my main strategy is still H4 RSI. So that pound CAD there, for example, yeah, is that. So the EA is automatically taking H4 M15 mean reversion for me. However, if I see something good, then I will get in manually and let the EA just scale me into it. But at the moment, we've had some decent H4 RSI extensions. So we've had, some decent trades coming up weekly. So, but there's nothing really I've wanted to take manually at the moment. The only thing I took manually, I think this was one of the Swiss pairs. I think it was it Aussie Swiss? Yeah, it was that. So this was the only one I took manually. Oh, it was also an H4 RSI extension. There you go. So the EA would have taken this. I've got the Swiss turned off. No, I've turned it on actually now. I've turned the Swiss on now. The yen I'm still not on auto. So the yen I'm still I'm not. That was a manual. But it was a carry trade. That's the only reason I took it. So yeah, I'm not trading auto on the yen, but all the H4 M15 I'm doing on the position trader EA. But it comes down to exposure at the end of the day. If there's enough setups to get me in and get me exposure on, great. If there's no exposure because nothing's moving much, then I will look for support resistance plays to start positions off. Because if you're not getting enough relative strength and enough movement intraday to get moves, then yeah, got to turn it manual. On your VPS, you have EA set on every pair. Yeah. Yeah. That can't be right. Why not? I have to have it set on every pair. Otherwise, if I take a manual trade, the EA is not going to manage it for me. So if I take a trade now on the Aussie dollar yen, I've got to have the EA running on the Aussie dollar yen on the VPS. Otherwise, it won't manage the trade. I mean, I could manage it manually here, but obviously the whole point of having an EA is I don't do the work, it does. So, yeah, it runs on every pair. Turn your hedges into position trading. Roger, think about what you just said. That is position trading in both directions. Morning, Ivan. Just get in. Did you talk about pound yen? No. So all the yen pairs, I was just talking about the yen, but all the yen pairs, I really have no long-term or fundamental bias at the moment on the yen. I don't know what it's doing. And you can see it doesn't know what it's doing at the moment. The market doesn't really know what to do with the yen. Again, we're going to cover this in the correlation session at 9 o'clock in the members stream, yeah? But one of the yen is a carry trade pair, yeah? So you can categorize pairs or currencies into different things. So Aussie, New Zealand, CAD are commodity pairs. US and pound and Swiss are service pairs or financial pairs. The yen is a carry trade. So there's specific categorization you can put things into. The yen has always been a carry trade. The market has always longed it. Yeah, longed against the yen because the interest rate differential on the yen is huge. Always is. Even if we've got zero interest rates, that's always been negative, the yen. They've moved out of negative interest rates. So the actual way the market treats the yen now is totally different. In the last 20 years, they've had negative interest rates. They haven't used interest rates to control inflation. That all shifted. They are now using interest rates. So therefore, they have an interest rate differential that is variable and not static, which means that the carry trade, where you constantly got positive swaps and a high interest rate differential, now isn't there. So we don't know, now that this intervention has come off the back of their interest rate increases, what this thing's going to do in the future. So yeah, it's I don't really know what to do with the yen at the moment. At the moment, because of interest rate differentials, it's still a positive. You still want to really long it. Otherwise, every time you short this thing, you are going to be paying a massive swap fee. So the cost of trading short is very expensive. The cost of trading long is actually profitable. However, if this thing doesn't go long and decides it wants to grind down for the next 6 weeks, you're just going to sit in drawdown on it. So it's the yen, I think, is a great instrument. I don't even think it's a great instrument for intraday trading anymore. I suppose it is. It's still moving, isn't it? But intraday, support, resistance, bounce plays, anything stop loss related, fine. But for position trading, this is kind of fallen off my radar a little bit. Especially since they decided to let the US dollar yen run way up to the 160 levels. Yeah, 150 has always been the intervention level. This has always been the level they have held. They couldn't. They tried, they failed. Yeah, that was an intervention attempt which failed. So now we've got that massive one, which is the biggest one we've ever had. I don't know what the market's going to do with this. Any of this yen. We're up there again, look, the 150. I said to short that 150 level last, Monday, Tuesday, whenever we were looking at it. Yeah. So it is still holding, and I think the Japanese are still holding this level, but whether it will actually hold, I don't know now. So I really don't know what to do with the yens. So pound yen, just not really interested at the minute in any of them. You can see like all the weekly levels, look. Yeah, so these black lines are the weekly levels. So that's last week, previous week, 3 week. Where's the 3 week high? Oh, it's on the monthly high, look. But, you know, that's what you've got to play with at the minute. It's not a lot, is it? The ADR is dropping dramatically. This used to be trading an ADR well over 300. We're trading at 200 now. It's trading at 2/3 of its normal volume. So, yeah. Don't know. I mean on auto, Vitali. Yeah, so on the VPS, yeah. So it's on auto on the VPS, but not yens. So I have on the VPS, I have everything on the VPS running. All pairs, yeah. So I've even got the yen pairs on here. Somewhere. Oh, no, I haven't actually. No, I took the yen pairs off as well. So, yeah, I take them off completely. I took them off completely to tell myself not to trade the thing. But it's running on everything else. So I've reintroduced the Swiss. So the Swiss are now running on full auto. Running RSI mean reversion, 80/40, 4 hour. So the EA's basically job for me is if something sets up and is an extreme, like a real extreme, I want the EA to get me in automatically when we've got really big, strong moves. If it's not a really big, strong move, I will decide, basically. But H4M15 is great at 80/20 level. Yeah, if something's moved above 80 on RSI, yeah, you'll nearly always get a pullback. Yeah, it's not often you get this type of scenario Well, it is. I suppose it does happen. But, I mean, US dollars is just a bit weird at the moment, isn't it? Did you reduce the risk per single pair? No. No, so I'm over leveraged on the US at the minute, which might hurt me. But you can reduce the risk. You should reduce the risk. The reason I didn't reduce the risk was because I was expecting the US dollar to collapse on interest rate drops. So the fundamentals for the US dollar, obviously we've been sitting there for, what did we wait, 16 months for the US dollar to change interest rates. They finally do it, and the thing rallies for 2 weeks. Couldn't make it up, could you? It's just not what normally happens when you drop interest rates after a 12-month freeze. It collapses, yeah. So, and I'm still expecting it to drop dramatically, but these moves that we've had, like I said, we looked at this. Yeah, go back on your charts and try and find a 9-day rally. It's just so unbelievably rare, but the market will always kick you in the arse when you think it's least likely to happen. That's what it does. Yeah, it's a random moving instrument. Every instrument is random. So but this is a beautiful 3-bar reversal. Like, absolutely textbook 3-bar reversal. Push, pause, pull, close below the low of the push, retest, drop. So there's your M pattern reversal. Drop down to M4 and you'll see the M pattern formation. Yeah, we are currently creating second leg. So I don't have a problem with it. And it's exactly what I'd expect it to do, retest. So hopefully the news this afternoon, like I say, is going to come out negative, and that will confirm the M pattern reversal, and then we'll just retrace this leg. But the level of retracement obviously is the unknown. So, medium pullback is here. 50% retracement. Shallow pullback typically is somewhere about 38. But you've got very little propulsion on the way up to target. So hence me getting out of these at average. So what I'm looking for this afternoon on this particular pair is a news event to hit ADR. If we hit ADR, I take those off and start drawdown control on this to get the lot sizing down, basically, just to reduce the exposure. But we could easily see a 150, 175 ADR on this. Yeah, the market is definitely starting to take profit on the leg. It's whether or not the fundamentals this afternoon rally or dump. If we get really good figures this afternoon, the market will add. However, they are going to drop interest rates. So you do not want to be adding to an interest rate drop because they know it's going to come down. So this, to me, and I've said it before, I think is just a pullback on previous leg. So this is, we're going to be testing new lows on this, I think, in the next month or so. So this propulsion move here, which broke that low, is what we're adding into now. But, that's all you can do as a trader. That's all you have as a trader. The only tools you've got are your eyes. Yeah. You can apply risk to a random moving instrument, and you can use your eyes to identify levels that have a 50-50 probability of creating a bounce. That's trading. Yeah. No one on the planet knows where this is going today. No bank, no institution, nobody. Yeah, because it will go where the volume goes, and the volume is created by institutions, which is generated at random based on order flow. No one can tell you where this is going. But historical analysis and market structure and fundamentals are pointing that way. So that's where I am. Whether or not it works, we will find out. That's all I've got today. So we've got 20 minutes. So we've got 20 minutes to spare. That's good. I can go and make a coffee and stuff before the members stream. So yeah, we'll see where we go this afternoon on that one, but be prepared for big movement on the euro this afternoon, and be prepared for big movement on the US. 1:45 is the main news event this afternoon, which is the ECB press conference. That's what's going to really rally the euro or dump the euro. No idea what Lagarde's going to say, but we could just get whipsaw because the market has factored in 3.4. If we get given 3.4 and she comes out and says we'll see what happens in the next couple of months because we're not sure which way to go, we're just going to get nothing. Yeah, which means that if that becomes neutral, it will get pushed in one direction or the other with the other pair. So whatever your cross is on the, and again, we're going to cover all this in the currency correlation in a minute. Whatever your cross is, that's what's going to drive it. Yeah. I hope for Euro US dollar reversal after the last few days. Yeah. So again, US dollar negative news will drive it up. Euro positive news will drive it up. So this one today has got two major news events. So it'll go where the news takes it. We've got this propulsion move, which we're retesting at the moment. So I wouldn't well, the trouble with the euro US dollar at the moment is the fundamentals are bear against bear. The euro has done the vast majority of its interest rate drops to get on top of inflation. The US hasn't done its interest rate drops to get on top of inflation. So in theory, because that has not done the drops yet, kind of makes the euro more bullish than the US dollar. So theoretically, we should continue the market structure that we're seeing at the moment, which is bullish. So this is an area you would look to buy. You add as well. So news hasn't changed the fundamental bias on this from the guys that entered here. They will still be looking for that bias. So, but you're going to need the news to fall in line with the bias this afternoon. So Lagarde to come out and say we're not going to drop aggressively. US to have negative news. We'll be back up at 200 ADR this afternoon. But that's the news. We can't control that. Where's the DAX heading? Weekly high. So we're going to come and test last week's high if it's got legs today. But yeah, when we're at 2R. So, but I mean, look at the price action on the DAX. Yeah, look at the wicks. Yeah, for those that were in the price action week in the member streams. Not very bullish, is it? Might be going up. It's not very bullish. In fact, if you stuck a stochastic on that right now, or an RSI, I think you'll probably find you've got divergence there. Ta-da! God, I'm good. Bearish divergence. So, divergence, for those that don't know, a good way of, somebody taught me a really good way of understanding divergence. And it's quite prevalent at the moment with what's gone on with SpaceX, yeah? So if you think of a rocket being fired, yeah, and it having all of its engine firing away like that, yeah. So the rocket's trajectory is up, yeah. As soon as you turn that engine off, the rocket, or rather the velocity, immediately drops. However, the direction of the rocket does not immediately drop. It takes a while to do that. They both end up in the same place, but the engine's thrust is immediately removed, yeah. However, the velocity continues in the same direction. That's divergence, yeah, which means that we have a lack of buying pressure. You can use stochastic, RSI, pretty much any oscillator to measure this. Anything that moves up and down with price, which is what oscillators do. Long wicks, divergence, bearish price action, short. It's a really good way of understanding why divergence works. It's a case of someone's taking the foot off the gas, the buyers in this case, but price is still going because there's not enough sellers in the market. When the sellers identify the buyers have run out of steam through signals, price action, however you want to put it, they will start adding more volume and they will overwhelm. And then this will obviously pile down to there. Clever, isn't it? I won't be in the members stream today. Fine. Don't come in. I don't care. That's okay, Harold. Watch the replay. So today, obviously, is all about currency correlation and exposure. So it's something you can watch anytime, really. Just catch up whenever. Watch it on 1.5 speed. I'm hoping it's not going to be a particularly long session today. So I'm obviously, as you can see now, I've got the timer. I'm trying to keep it within an hour. So yeah, when we do the session, hopefully it won't take longer than an hour, but obviously it depends how many questions people have. We're stuck on the FTSE down here. Look, kind of flagging at the moment, so still might get a flag break short on it, but targeting this propulsion gap today. We'll see where we go. Right, so I will see you in the member stream in about 15 minutes if you're coming into that. If you want to join the members streams, you can sign up on the web on YouTube. Basically, it's just on YouTube. So where we're watching this now, there's a join button. Hit that. There you go. Paul joined. Paul's just joined. So there's a join button there if you want to come into the member streams. It's not a lot of money, but we cover loads of really good stuff, learning stuff like this. This is stuff we're going to cover today. So yeah, we'll be back in the member streams in about a quarter of an hour. So go and grab yourself a coffee or whatever you need to, and I will see you in there if you're coming into that. If not, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and we will do an analysis of what has happened with the euro rates and the US news yesterday. And obviously, by the time I'm on at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we will have also had the pound retail sales. Oh, I do hope they do come out negative, because that pound is already on a trajectory. And if we get negative news tomorrow, we shall have ADRs. So if you've got any pound shorts, and I'm holding my pound odd short, if you've got any pound shorts, these are the types of trades. Now we've had a fundamental shift this week where, you know, you can, if you can hold it, you can really make some decent money on it. But we're going to need some continuous negative news to make sure that happens. So we'll see. All right, so have a good day. If you're not coming back into members, I will see you hopefully tomorrow. If not, I will see you in about 10 minutes. All right, have a good day.